I'm a coming. Hello, how are you? Good evening, morning, weekend, day, whenever you're watching this. If you're live, it's evening here in Central Florida. But I get people from Australia who are in tomorrow in the future watching and participating. So hello, Rhonda. Hey, Norm. Hello, Luis. Hola. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about shadow work. I did a whole live this morning about shadow work and kind of talked a little more about it than I probably will tonight because I want to get to the actual mindfulness meditation and doing some shadow work on our own. So if you don't know what shadow work is, I'm going to tell you in just a minute or two as a few more people roll in. If you want to let me know, hey, Courtney, where you are watching from, that's great, but you don't have to, or just say, hey. I know there's at least 9 of you out there. Okay, 7 of you out there now. And I know sometimes you come and go because it depends on what you're doing, what life's got you going with right now. But so my name is Mitchell Osborn. I am a psychic medium. And with those abilities, I read tarot cards. With those abilities, I do psychic mediumship work. Hey, Penny, with those abilities, I do animal communication and I do mindfulness transformation. And mindfulness is usually kind of like the gateway in with clients. That's one reason why I keep it pretty inexpensive for a 30-minute session online, because then we may do subsequent sessions where there might be NLP, EFT, I've movement therapy, tapping, or hypnosis. And sometimes they all just come together into one thing. So a lot of fun. When it comes to that, I think of myself as a coach more than anything else. But anyway, so tonight, shadow work. If you want to know about a good book to look into, Debbie Ford, and her book is The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. It's not a very long book. It's maybe like 110, 20 pages, a small book as well. But I want to, and I'm going to put the link to her page. So I put the link to her page over there, and that is the fordinstitute.com/shadow work. So this talks a little bit about shadow, but I'm going to go over that in just a moment. I know Debbie Ford, she was on Oprah Winfrey a lot. She did pass away a couple of years ago, maybe 5 or 6, but she was such a neat soul to watch do the work. But she's a lot of YouTube videos out there from her. So definitely check that out. Also, if you want to dive down a rabbit hole, Byron Katie and the work. I love how she actually works. Before I watched much of her, I worked similarly as her because I'm a big question. Well, what if? Well, let's dig a little deeper. How does that feel? So my own work with clients and stuff like that, and just, people talking about their lives. I'm like, hey, how would this sound if you tried it this way? Or let's flip the script, which is something I do a lot, and she does a lot as well. So, and also, I'm going to give you my video I did this morning. Copy. So this is my video that I did live this morning about shadow work. So it's a little more in depth than what I'm talking about right now. But you can check that out if you want to. So shadow work, and I'm just going to read a couple quotes from where I pulled from this morning. But the cool thing is you literally can start the work with your shadow side of yourself to help create some positive changes in your life. It's a great way to do self-examination, which is one of the biggest things. And it's a very introspective psychological practice that really anyone can do that can help you lead a more fulfilling life. And then I'll read this verbatim that I pulled off from Carl Jung, or Jungian psychology. The shadow, id, or shadow aspect or shadow archetype, may refer to an unconscious aspect of the personality which the conscious ego does not identify itself with, or the entirety of the unconsciousness. Now, everything of which a person is not fully conscious, or in short, the shadow is the unknown side. Hey, Mickey. So that's really kind of it in a nutshell. And then some of the cool things about when you're working with the shadow is, one of the most important principles that you will ever learn, that I believe as well, and this is from Debbie Ford's page, is the way you feel about yourself on the inside determines what you will create for yourself on the outside. So everything in your peripheral, everything you see going on around you, literally everything that you see is a reflection of what's going on the inside. So, man, just with that little nugget, all you got to do is I'm getting ahead of myself. It's just look around and start doing the work. And I'll talk more about that in just a second. So, in other words, your external world is a direct reflection of what's going on inside. Yes, what's going on in the news. Yes, what's going on at work. Yes, what's going on in relationship after relationship after relationship. And the way you feel about yourself in privacy, in your own thoughts, will show up in the quality of relationships that you have, the level of financial success that you can obtain, the amount of love, of health, of vitality, of laughter. All this stuff that you'll experience in your life is all about that. Hey, Elizabeth Ann. So here's the good part. The key to unlocking your true authentic power, opening up your heart to deep love and finding that confidence to go after everything you ever wanted in life, is hidden in that shadow part of yourself. So what is the shadow? And here's what I'll quote again from Debbie Ford. Our shadow is made up of all the parts of ourselves that we hide, that we deny, that we suppress, and we don't see in ourselves. It's both the positive and the negative. Our shadow is all the aspects that we reject out of shame, fear, disapproval. It's made up of any part of ourselves that we believe is unacceptable. And will be met with, if you think it's going to be met with disapproval from others, that's part of the shadow. It's what annoys you. It's what horrifies you. It's what disgusts you about other people or about yourself. Because usually when you rage about what is disgusting in somebody else, that's a shadow aspect of yourself. Hey, Mitzi, right? Am I preaching to the choir, Mitzi? So, yeah, and Carl Jung said, our shadow is the person we would rather not be. Boom, mic drop. So just really a lot to think about. And some of you listening to me may go, oh my gosh, what is he talking about? Or some of you may go, oh, this is bullshit. This is that psychology bullshit again. But whether you believe it or not, I always say to people, before you knew what gravity was, it was working for you. So know that this is a big part of our lives, and I've seen it time and time and time and time again, enough to know that what I am saying about shadow and what I've echoing from Jung and Debbie Ford is, I believe, a universal truth. I really believe it is for we humans living in this time-space continuum right here. So the cool thing is, and like I said, we'll take a little mindfulness meditation in just a moment, working on shadow. The cool thing is what I encourage people to do is, we're going to do this in just a moment. So pick one thing, either somebody at work or a close friend or your significant other or somebody in a political position. One thing that just, man, when they do it, it lights you up, it pisses you off. Like in a normal moment, you're going at like a 1 or 2 in emotions. And then all of a sudden, if you only peak to like a 3 or a 4, then you might just have life under control. That's not a shadow part. But when you go from a 1 or a 2 and you jump up to like a 7, 8, or 9 on the emotion, the intensity level, that's probably shadow coming out. That's probably something to work on. And usually when I go, turbocharge to like a 7, 8, or 9, I literally pause and I'll go, whoa, what is unearthing itself? This morning I said this and somebody quoted it back to me in the video. A big old pile of shit is a great place to grow because it is super good fertilizer. So when you're in a big old pile of crap, just realize it is a great time to grow. It's the best fertilizer there is. You don't really grow when things are going well. Think about working out. You literally rip the muscles in the workout and then you rest and grow. Rip, rest, grow. Rip, rest, grow. Hey, Victoria. So if you guys are coming in late, definitely watch the beginning as I talked a little bit more about shadow and what we're going to do. So what I want you guys to do, first of all, do you have any questions about shadow? And I want you to start thinking about a person or an event or a policy or relationship or something that gets under your skin constantly and you keep seeing in your life, because we're going to work, you are individually going to work on that in the mindfulness meditation in just a moment. So let me know if you have any questions. It takes you about 40 seconds for me to see those comments. And I hope you're doing well tonight. So type in if you have any questions and be thinking about what you want to do in this mindfulness session. Because what we're going to do, I'm going to take you, calm you down, take you on a little journey, and have you face that shadow aspect. So in this setting, it may not be the biggest thing going on in your life. You may not want to go with abandonment. If everybody in your life has abandoned you and it keeps showing up in your life. So you want to go with something a little more simple, unless you've done quite a bit of work and you're okay with going that deep or into that depth. So let me know if you have any questions. And if you're just joining, we're working on some shadow work here. We're going to go into mindfulness meditation in about 2-3 minutes. And I do encourage you to watch the beginning of the video as well. So let me know if you have any questions. And then we're going to dive into it. I'll give about 1 more minute, about 7:15 according to the clock right now. And if you're in Central Florida with me, the one of the bands from Cristobal just breezed through. And I know that, as I'm recording this, Cristobal is making landfall up in New Orleans again. It's just going to be a lot of rain, probably light wind. I think it's tropical storm, which is still pretty intense for some places, especially on the coast. So sending that area some more high vibrations and love. So, okay, I'm not seeing any questions. So let me know if you're having trouble picking something to work on in your mindfulness meditation, because we're going to go there now. And like I said, I'm just going to have you I'm going to guide you, get you calmed down, take you down a little journey, a little pathway, and come up to the specific thing you're working on. And if something different shows up, allow it to happen. We're still going to face it and figure out what we're going to do there. So let me find. So I'm going to put that up. That way people, if they come on, they're not just staring at me. So let's dive in and get yourself in the most comfortable position that you can. That is safe for you. If you're driving, keep your eyes open, focus on the road. Don't get too relaxed. And this may not be the time to do that. I would probably say do it when you have time and you're not driving around. Pull over, lock the doors, get quiet. So find yourself in the most comfortable position. Get your legs, feet, arms comfortable. Just start focusing your attention on your breath. And just simply bring your awareness to your breath. Follow the inhalation and the exhalation. Just pay attention as the breath comes into the body and exits out. You can follow the rise and fall of your chest and abdominal area. And as we move through this mindful meditation with a little shadow work, if your mind wanders off, it is absolutely okay. Just acknowledge it went somewhere and then bring your awareness and attention back to your breath, back to your body. And as you're there in the most comfortable position, relaxing the arms and legs and feet, following the rise and fall of your chest and abdominal area, I want you to just imagine you're standing at the top of a stone staircase looking downward. And as you stand at the top of this stone staircase, know and realize that this stone staircase has been here for thousands and thousands and thousands of years, representing the element earth. And I want you to just gently, carefully start to take one step at a time down this stone staircase. And as you pay attention to the rise and fall of your abdominal area, as you pay attention to the breath coming in the body and exiting the body, with each step you take down this stone staircase, you become more relaxed, you become more aware and mindful of this moment. And like I said earlier, if your mind wanders off, it's absolutely okay. Just acknowledge it went somewhere and bring your awareness back to your breath, back to the body. And as you move down this stone staircase, you may see candles or flames or torches off to the side, warming your body. You can feel the warmth from the flame lighting your way with each step down, 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 relaxing even more with every step. You feel the breeze on your skin, on your face, moving your hair. We have a representation of air with the breeze, of fire with the flames, with the candles. And now, perhaps you notice fountains, a babbling brook, or perhaps you can see an ocean wave in the distance, representing water. All four elements present as you relax. And as you find your way to the bottom of the stone staircase finally, you realize that you are the fifth element, that aspect of spirit, of source. And as you arrive at the bottom of the steps and you start to make your way down a gentle pathway that winds left and winds right, you're safe, you're comfortable, you're in the moment. And as we start to turn a final corner, we're going to see and notice and feel and sense the shadow, the aspect that we are going to be working on. If at any moment it feels too uncomfortable, just pull yourself up above the scene and watch it like a third-person perspective. And if you can pull yourself up and then come back down, that's fine as well. But walk up to the scene, walk up to this shadow aspect, however it's showing itself, and just feel some of the emotional intensity, some of the frustration, fear, anger, sadness, grief, whatever the emotion may be. I want you to just feel it for just a few moments. Allow it to rise up in you. And now I want you to just gently turn your back to that scene. And as you do, there's a mirror in front of you. And as you look into that mirror, you see yourself. And also you see the reflection behind you of that scene. And I want you to either ask this scene, ask how you are perpetrating the very things within you that you don't like in that other person, in that other issue. Gently ask yourself, where are these things showing up inside you on an unconscious, subconscious shadow level? And as you find a little more depth in what this may be, we're not here to banish it. We're not here to be mean to it. We're here realizing this is part of ourself, trying desperately to get a message of love and peace about this potentially undesirable, unlovable part of ourself. And if you've made contact with this part, and if you feel like you can communicate with it, just simply ask it why it's there. What message does it have for you? And is there a way that after receiving this message and understanding, we can reintegrate that shadow aspect in a more light and positive ray and role in our lives? Whether what I'm asking or saying makes sense, just trust the feelings and the energy and the images that pop up. The main thing is we're trying to understand why this shadow aspect is there, what we can learn from it, how we can integrate it, turn it into a light or known aspect that would benefit us and help us to move forward in a beautiful, peaceful way. And finally, just ask that shadow aspect if there's anything else that you can do, you can learn before we integrate it and move forward. And as we do this as a collective group, it's going to show up and be different and work differently for everybody. So just imagine you're hugging this shadow aspect, bringing it fully into yourself, integrating it back in. having shined light on it, having understood how you can learn, how you can grow, how you can integrate it into a beautiful, positive way, into a knowledgeable, understanding, visible way. Just imagine you're turning and walking back up those steps if you haven't already started walking up. And with every step that you step up, you're feeling lighter, having integrated this shadow part into a beautiful, light, known, visible place. With every step, you're moving up, feeling lighter, feeling more aware of your body, allowing yourself to become more and more present. And as you get to the top of the steps, just completely integrating that beautiful part of yourself that is now known and in the light. Taking a full, deep breath in. And as you exhale, just wiggle your toes just a little bit. Next time you exhale, wiggle your fingers just a little bit. Now, the next time you inhale, lift your shoulders up. And as you exhale, set your shoulders down and back, sitting up nice and tall. Feeling that beautiful lightness, that pride, that joy, that love, that peace. And when you're ready, if you're ready, next time you exhale, just simply allow your eyes to open whenever you're ready. Coming back fully present and aware, feeling rested, feeling alive. Ooh. Let me know that you're back. Let me know if anything unusual happened. Let me know how you're feeling. So welcome back from that mindful meditation, working with shadow side just a little bit. Are you out there? How you doing? I know there's at least 6 of you sitting there. Oh, let me know if you're back, fully present and aware. And I hope that that session went well for you. Yay. Yay, Courtney, you're back. Thank you, thank you. So you guys, I hope that helped a little bit. In the thread of this, I'm back. Felt good being in a calmer place. Beautiful. Hey, Jennifer. It's good to see you. Glad you're here. So you guys, if you came in towards the end, definitely go back and watch the beginning of this. But also I put 2 links in the thread. And one is my YouTube that I did this morning, a little more in depth about what shadow is and the shadow work. This was more about the mindfulness component of it. Jennifer, great. I'm glad you were here for that part. Then also I put the Ford Institute shadow work page because it goes in a little bit more in depth. You can read over a little bit more, but also that's where you could probably find Debbie Ford's book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. Simple read, not very long, but something powerful. A lot of times if I'm ever interviewed by somebody and they say, oh, if you could leave us with one thing, or you could teach children one thing, what would it be? You know, I usually say 2 things, but now I have kind of 3. One is your thoughts become things, and you're creating your path with your words. Learn how to meditate and be mindful, and realize that your shadow is a great place to start working on. That usually the things that piss you off in everybody else are the things that are inside you that you're not wanting to acknowledge, and that you have hatred towards and you dislike. So yeah, it's a pretty powerful work. I mean, literally, that's what I do a lot of times. I'll go through life and somebody else, I'm like, oh my gosh, that person just, I watch the news. I watch Karen. I watch a video of Karen yelling at somebody. And I'm like, what is it that she's doing that's pissing me off so much? You know, and I'll just turn the light inside and I'll say, all right, let me figure this out. What's going on here? What's going on? A good example is years ago. So if anybody knows me, and somebody out there does know me real well, I had yes, Courtney, it is really beautiful, especially those 3 things. Learn how to meditate. Mindfulness.org is a great resource online. I get their magazine, I get their emails. They have a lot of stuff for children. And Mindful Amazing, like Mindful Amazing, but it's Mindful Amazing, is pretty much all for children. So it's a really good one. But get mindful, learn how to be mindful, do meditation, learn that your thoughts become things, your thoughts. Remember, worry is a prayer for the very thing you don't want. Worry is a prayer for the very thing you don't want. And then, work with your shadow side. What's making you mad from somebody else? Or, if you keep attracting the same kind of people in your life, shadow, you're attracting it. Yeah. So I was about to say, years and years ago, there was, I had a leader that just bugged the crap out of me. I remember just driving home with my knuckles on the steering wheel, and I finally put my mouth where my money is, and I thought, wait a minute, what are they doing that bugs me? And I had a real come to Jesus moment, and I was like, okay, they do this and they do this. Those really bother me, and I can see where I do that, or at least I have an air and an attitude of that same thing. I made a few shifts and adjustments. Guess what? 2 months later, that person was no longer there. I can't remember if they were fired or they left, but bottom line, they're not in my life anymore. I got the lesson. They moved on. So, all right, you guys, it is about 30 minutes in. Thank you for hanging with me. This will be on my YouTube channel, Intuitive Mitchell, or Mitchell Osborn. If you search that, you can find it. But thanks for retweeting, subscribing, sharing, becoming a fan. You can find me at mitchellosborn.com. You can do a mindfulness session where we work on your specific needs. So we don't. I literally make a list of your needs, and it is tailored to you. We do that via Skype, FaceTime, video chat on Instagram or Facebook. Many ways we can do it, or just phone. We can do it just phone even. Also, tarot card reader. I've got over 50 spreads. I deliver them back to you in a YouTube video unlisted just like this, and it's designed specifically for you. And then I do animal communications. Now, next Sunday night, I'm going to do animal communication, 5 tips in helping your animals cross over. So there's some of y'all out there who I know this will be a really good night for you. And I'm looking to see, because I want to make sure that's what it was. I think it was the 5 tips. Yeah, so that'll be next Sunday night, pretty much every Sunday night at 11. Why is this not coming up? Too funny. Won't let me pull it up. So let me see if I can pull it up on my computer. So what I'm doing, I'm looking for, yes, 5 tips to comfort your dog who is dying. So these are tips to help your animals cross over the rainbow bridge. And not just dogs, this is cats as well. So yeah. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you. I say to you, namaste, healthy and safe. Until next time, I'll see you. Bye-bye.